I want to start first with the all rookie teams. Now, we'll get into Ron Holland because you know how Pistons fans are. Everyone's snubbed. Like it's just a thing at the end of the day. But we'll just go over the first team and second team and kind of like talk about Ron and why he was, left off this list. So we
Hmm.
got Stephon Castle, Zachary Ricochet, Jalen Wells, Zach Edey, Alex Sarr. Probably the only guy that I was kind of maybe surprised by was Jalen Wells. But like when you saw the first team, did you think this was probably how it was going to go?
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised by any of the names. I know Wells had some, good performances for the Grizzlies. Castle was red hot for a good chunk of the season. Ricochet, caught a groove as well. I'm not really that upset about it. I mean, again, I know the Detroit versus everybody stigma and the mentality that a lot of fans have when it comes to awards, and we're going to get into a lot of that. I just don't really think it really applies, unfortunately, for Ron. I love Ron. I love, his dad, really optimistic about what Ron Holland's upside can be for this team. But I just don't see the case for him over any of these names here on this list. I feel like these guys are all heavily relied on for their franchise, and you could really make the case that that's not the circumstances for Ron Holland. Ron was a guy that was the energy guy that came off the bench, provided a lot of spark for him, which they just need a Swiss Army knife to kind of turn the trajectory around, or at the very least just say, hey, don't mess things up while we got a lead going right now. So it's not a snub at all. I love Ron, but I have no issue at all with this rookie team or even the next team as well.
Yeah, the next team we'll get into, I did actually kind of make a mess up here. That's not Alex Sarr, that's Yivi Messi, I believe it is.
Hmm.
He's the center. Khalil Ware, who I was actually really, really high on in the pre-draft evaluations, which still are really high on him, but he
Hmm.
made second team. Donovan Clingan, pick right after Ron, which I still thought we were drafting Clingan. Drafting. I don't know about you, man. The camera kept pointing at him. I was like, "Are we gonna draft Clingan? Like, what the fuck's going on?" Bob Carrington, and then Montas Bazelis, Ron's teammate from the G League Ignite. I know someone had said, Ron should have made second all rookie, but I've expected nothing less from the NBA Detroit versus everybody. Here's my thing. If Ron played more minutes, I think you could have a case.
Hmm.
I, I felt like his role when Asar was out, he did have a defined role off the bench. He was getting minutes. Once Asar came back, he kind of saw his minutes, diminish a little bit. He was still playing, but every player on this graphic either played off the bench or at least got starter level minutes.
Yeah, so I mean, that's really all it comes down to. I feel like the second team can kind of be a crapshoot just based on what your role is for your team. Ron didn't have the most impressive numbers. I mean, only averaged like 6 points a game, 2 rebounds. It was nearly nothing super staggering. It wasn't a whole lot of like signature performances where you looked at Ron and thought, okay, maybe this is a breakout star or a lot of those kind of things. Like, great, the skill set is there. I love his ability as a downhill scorer. Even in half court set, I think he's really underrated in that regard as well. And as a defender, I mean, he got a lot of bad fouls called on him where I don't think he really should have got them, but being the rookie in situations where he's guarding a lot of the top flight scores and he's not going to get the benefit of the whistle guarding some of the, elite scores in the NBA. So it's again, there's a lot of things that you can have an issue with in terms of how the awards have played out this offseason or this season. I just don't think Ron Holland's name is one of them. The good news is, and I've talked to his father before, I don't think he'd mind me sharing this information. He's not worried about it either. Like once the Pistons were in line for the playoffs, that's where their mentality was. I mean, he had a lot of motivation when he was snubbed from the, what was it, the All-Star rookie sophomore game.
Yeah.
He was kind of upset about that, but again, once things lined up a little bit better and they had a winning streak where they're were postseason bound, you have different kind of expectations at that point. So, I mean, great, you obviously want all the kind of accolades you can get for your name as a pro, but as his father said, he wasn't really, concerned about it because they had bigger goals. And obviously, with where they're looking at now, it's much bigger things to worry about than these kind of awards.
I was kind of surprised, and I'll kind of circle back to this all rookie team. I was kind of surprised he didn't make. I think it's rising stars versus like all rookies or
Mm-hmm.
like whatever. rookies versus sophomores, which they should just go back to that anyways. Like I don't even know why they try to complicate.
Yes.
I'm not gonna get an All-Star weekend, man. I know I know we talked about All-Star weekend and why it's terrible. But like I'm not surprised like he has that mindset. He seems like the type of player where like if he doesn't make a team, he's not gonna be pouting on it. He didn't tweet about it. Like he's just gonna get back into the lab. And what was like really interesting is that I saw our guy Hunter Patterson. He actually tweeted that Rod's never had a shooting coach before.
Yeah.
And like when I saw that, and I'm thinking like all the downhill scoring, because I think it was like a Brett Usher tweet about just posting Ron with all his downhill. Like to me, that's absolutely scary. He's never had a coach to actually work with him on his shot because he's got a really good looking jump shot for never having a shooting coach. Like that's to me like if I'm an opposing team scouting, like oh this kid's never had a shooting coach and he's got the best shooting coach, one of the best shooting coach in Fred Vincent to learn from. Like I don't think he should be too upset with not making an all rookie team because like I look at some of these guys. I think if Ryan hits his ceiling and he becomes a two-way player, I think he's one of the better players out of his draft class.
No question about it. And he's definitely taking a lot of pride in that. I mean, I know we asked him about it during media day, and he was very motivated by people saying, oh, it's such a weak class. It's not a lot of star-studded names. And he took that kind of personal. So that's a lot of the motivation he's got, on his name. And based on how he plays, like you can just tell he wants to be great. I think the Fred Vincent pairing with him is going to be fantastic. Again, it's people you can see a lot of, again, it wasn't a lot of consistency with the scoring, but just those brief flashes. And even what you said, like, granted, you take away the numbers and the efficiency, the shot itself doesn't look broken. Like when you look at Asar, his shot needs a lot of work still. Like a lot of other guys who look around the league, their shots need work. Ben Simmons, like guys like that, you can tell they just need to go from ground zero and rebuild it back up. That's not the case for Ron. I think Ron just needs to get that consistency there. He needs to find a matter of, consistent reps, which was a little, difficult for him playing with Malik Beasley and a lot of other, high volume shooting guys around him. He's not going to be in that position next season, I don't believe. I think he's going to have more of an opportunity to kind of shine and flash as a scorer as well as a defender. And I think it's going to come together, especially with an offseason with Fred Vincent and working with the team as well to get more of that defined role for himself in his game.
Yeah, I mean, like if I'm him, I don't know because I know some players actually like admit they watch my podcast, which is actually kind of cool.
Hey.
I'm not even gonna lie. But, I don't have Sean's soundboard. Happy birthday, Sean. I wish I had Sean's soundboard, man. Like sometimes. But if I'm him, I'm not sweating over it. Like because I think he's got so many physical tools. He's gifted. Some of the layups he makes, man, I'm like, dude, what the hell? I see why Pistons fans are calling him LeBron Holland because it's some of the stuff he does. I'm like, bro, like just some of his layups, like his layup packages are like kind of like insane for a rookie.
I also want to see him in the dunk contest. I forgot what game it was, but somebody tweeted me asking for a Ron Holland video during pregame, and he threw it off the glass. I think he put it between his legs and threw it down. I'm like, oh, whoa, that was a little interesting. So I don't know. Ron has a lot of impressive athleticism to him. If you put some more, muscle on him as well, he's going to turn a lot of heads. And I think he will be a pretty surprising name to watch in the dunk contest, especially considering how bad it is anyway. So yeah, Ron's got a lot of ceiling up to him, man. I tweeted it the other day. I feel like he can change a lot of the trajectory for this team. I mean, obviously, they're not far away based on what the Eastern Conference looks like, but a couple of improvements and tweaks to his game, he can really change a lot of what they do over the next few years.